Guys, we are doing a real quick lunchtime live today. I guess I'm calling this. So we're gonna chit chat. We're gonna go see who pops on, see if we get any comments, any questions, anything like that. And then I also have a couple of handguns laid out today that we're gonna chat about. And these are gonna be the three, I think, smallest guns that I have in the collection, which should be a little bit of an interesting chat. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to set a couple of things up on the back end here. And then we're going to dive right into it. Give me 1 second. Okay, all right. So we'll go ahead and we'll get it popping today with one of the guns. I have featured this on the channel a good handful of times. And this one is the Junior Colt, chambered in 22 short. Interesting little weapon system that we have here. I do really like this guy. I'm a pretty big fan of all 22 sorts of guns just because they're light recoiling, they're a ton of fun to shoot, and the ammo is incredibly cheap. Now for this one specifically, like I said, this is chambered in 22 short, so not the 22 long rifle that y'all are all probably the most familiar with. But 22 short is, I mean, it literally is just, it's just a 22 LR, but just kind of neck down a little bit. As far as different sorts of like recoil impulse, I mean, it's a 22, so it has no significant recoil. I'm not really sure if there's any benefit to the 22 short over the 22 long rifle, just because like firing this, especially when we compare it to something like a Ruger Mark IV is the other 22 I like to run in the collection. I mean, it's about the same recoil impulse. The 22 short is still a fun little gun to shoot. I think this one specifically, I'm actually gonna check. I think that has a 5 or 6 round capacity. I mean, it's super small. On YouTube Live, I can't pick up guns, but just to kind of give you guys a size reference, I'm just gonna set my hand down next to it. I mean, like this gun is incredibly tiny. This is definitely the smallest handgun I have in the collection. I think the story of this one specifically, it's actually kind of interesting. So I actually inherited this from my grandfather a handful of years ago. And his story with this one was one of his buddies back in the day actually like ran into some trouble, like legal trouble, I guess, and needed like some cash for bail or bond or something like that. So he ended up like throwing my grandfather this gun and was like, hey, you know, here's the gun, like you throw me a couple $100 and once I get all my stuff figured out, like I'll go ahead and, you know, we'll flip-flop back. Obviously, since the gun's sitting right here in my living room, that didn't happen. But kind of an interesting little historical piece for this one. Also, a point that I want to kind of make on this gun specifically, because I did like a quick short video or whatever it was, like don't store your mags loaded. And this is like the culprit right here. Now, obviously, this gun is super old. I don't know if I see a year on it anywhere, but my grandpa, he had this gun stored in like a sock drawer with like the fully loaded mag for, I mean, Jesus Christ, it must have been like 30 years, like something crazy. And the springs in that mag have just like completely shit out. The gun still functions, but because the springs were like compressed in the magazine for as long as they were, this mag really sucks. I actually looked into getting an aftermarket mag for it, but as you can imagine, like this is a pretty, not necessarily obscure, but a pretty like not super common weapon. So getting a mag for it was kind of a bit of a pain in the booty hole. I think they were trying to charge me like $50 for an extra mag. I still do think I'm going to get it at some point, but just, you know, haven't really pulled the trigger on it yet. So that is the Junior Colt chambered in 22 short. All right, so next gun I have laid out on the table is a 380 weapon. And I'm actually considering doing a giveaway and just giving this gun away. I have had it for, I don't know, man, 3 years or so at this point, and I feel like I have not I don't really shoot it. I don't really use it. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a cool little gun, but I feel like it would needs a threaded barrel. Yes. I would actually, hey, I would love to shoot that suppressed. One of my favorite like little handguns to shoot suppressed. I'll bring that out at some point. It's the Ruger Mark IV. Like I have the tactical version with the rail and everything. I'm sure I could. I could rebuild the mag, I guess, if I had the springs for it. Yeah, replace the springs. It's one of those things, man, where it's just kind of an old gun. I think I did a little bit of research into getting some new springs for it, but to be honest, I didn't all go full gung-ho into it. I need to. I've only shot this a handful of times, but it's still a lot of fun. I appreciate all the comments, by the way. I really love getting distracted with the comments. So if you have any shenanigans to add or questions, comments, concerns, throw them down there because I will definitely address them. I squirrel and get distracted incredibly easy. But yeah, I mean, I would like to replace the mag. I would like to replace the springs. I'm sure I'll do that at one point. I would actually really love to replace the grips, but it's kind of like the rustic grips are kind of a vibe. All right, anyway, so the next gun I have laid out on the table, like I said, I'm considering giving it away to one of the subscribers. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. If you guys are like, dude, nobody cares, nobody wants that, also let me know because I don't want to give away one of my guns if it's not going to be appreciated, you know. But I have considered selling this for quite some time. And again, just kind of what I would get out of it versus what I paid for it didn't really make much sense. All right, so without further ado, here is the first muzzle broke potential giveaway, depending on kind of what you guys say right here. So this guy is going to be the Springfield 911 chambered in 380 ACP. This model specifically is that like nice tan FDE coating. I actually really like the grips on this guy as well. It's nice rubberized grips. This is, again, a super small gun with kind of, here's my hand for a comparison, but a super small gun, but it actually does fit pretty good in the hand because these grips, it's kind of hard to see on the table, but these grips do kind of pouch out a little bit and give you a little bit more purchase on the gun. It is kind of like this mini 1911 platform situation here, which I thought was kind of cool. I think it has a 6+1, 7+1 capacity. It does come, I do have the mag somewhere in the back room, but it does come with an extra mag that has that little like pinky extender. So you actually can grip it with all 4 fingers. Obviously, I'm just kind of running this guy bareback without the pinky extender just for maximum smallness, I guess. Does have an ambidextrous safety on both sides, and it's, I don't know if I can get a view of it, but it does have night sights for both the front and back. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. I'm a really big fan of the night sights on this one specifically. There is nothing wrong with this gun. I like it. It's cool. To be honest, I just don't shoot a ton of 380 ACP. Like I said, I got this gun, man, 3 years ago or so, and it was kind of like before I was super knowledgeable about like the everyday carry, you know, situations, right? And I kind of bought this to carry, and I did carry it for a long time, but usually it was just kind of like in my pocket or in like a fanny pack or in like one of my work bags or something like that. And I feel like I have not shot this gun in like probably a year. So I think I paid, man, $550, $600 for this when I bought it. And for the amount I shoot it, I think it is definitely not really getting its value. So I'm actually, like I said, considering giving this away to one of the subscribers of the channel. So if you guys would be interested in this giveaway, let me know. Like I said, if you're like, dude, nobody wants that, also let me know, because I don't want to give away one of my guns for no reason. But yeah, this one's cool. It's got the back serrations, no front serrations, but I do really love that rubberized grip. And I think the night sights are a pretty good touch to this as well. Nothing super fancy with the trigger. It's got a decent trigger pull. Obviously, this really isn't meant to like run and gun for speed in a sense, but just kind of meant to be a little like pocket concealable 380 weapon. I guess I did say that nothing's wrong with the gun, and that's true. Nothing is wrong with the gun. But when I first got it, it wasn't feeding correctly. I think I tried a couple of different types of 380 rounds with it, and it wasn't really feeding incredibly proficiently. So I did have to send that back to Springfield, but I will say to Springfield Armory's credit, they took it in. I think they just like had to polish the feed ramp on the barrel, sent it back, and have not had any problems since. So it always does kind of suck to send a gun back when you first get it. But like I said, to Springfield Armory's credit, they fixed it for me for no charge, sent it back, and it's worked well ever since. So yeah, cool little gun. No one is commenting if they want this as a giveaway or not, but that's okay. Maybe I'll have to poll the class at a later date to see if anybody wants this. So yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, again, YouTube live, so I'm not allowed to pick up a gun, which is kind of lame, but I have everything laying up on the table. Ooh, okay, so LCP Max. Yeah, so my dad, he has the OG LCP, and I've shot that a good handful of times. And I actually, when I was buying this one, the Ruger LCP was definitely something I was looking at, because the LCP is what, like $200 or something? Like I said, I think I paid $550 or $600 for this. Now, I don't have a ton of experience with the LCP Max. That one, I really actually don't know much about it. I know I've seen a video or something out of it at some point, but what's the Max? Is it just like a higher capacity, or what is it actually like? What's better than the LCP? Because for everything that I read about the LCP, it was just kind of like, it's like a 300 round gun. Like you'd blow through 300 or 400 or 500 rounds and, the parts would just kind of start to shit out on you. So I see the purpose for an LCP, but I really don't. Because this one, even though I had to send it back, hasn't been any significant like parts wear, and I've gone through a little bit of rounds. 75th year anniversary is, for the LCP or for the LCP Max? Again, I really just don't know what the LCP Max does. I'm gonna have to look that up at the end of this video, just for my own knowledge. But yeah, man, I definitely don't feel uncomfortable carrying a 380 ACP. I know like a lot of the gun people are like, don't ever do that, just use 9mm. I mean, I will agree, like 9mm is better, but for a gun that's like this small, to at least have something over nothing, I think is definitely worthwhile. Now, the 22 short, I don't know if I would super love to carry this. I don't think I've ever carried this seriously. I mean, I think I've taken it to the store like a time or two just to have some fun with it, but that sounds really bad. Just to say I carried it once, I'll rephrase. But like, man, like, I don't know. I actually think I did a short on this a while ago, because I think me and one of my buddies were sitting around bullshitting like, how many 22 short rounds do you think you could just eat and be totally fine? Like, I'm not gonna say that you wouldn't have long-term problems, but like, I don't know, man, like even a center mass shot with a 22 short, like I feel like if you got enough meat on you, like that's just not gonna do anything. Like I'm sure it would, oh wait, all the comments in the world. The Max has better trigger, upgraded iron sights, and 10 rounds. That's not too bad. AC9S. I actually am not familiar with that either. 9mm LCP style, pocket everyday carry. Oh yeah, dude, if you're, sorry, I'm not trying to body shame you, bro, but 135, you're small dudes, you definitely need a small gun. But you know, I'll almost kind of disagree with that a little bit, because I carry a lot of full-size guns. I love carrying the Glock 17. I mean, I think it's just one of those guns that I feel very comfortable with. And I mean, I'm a bigger dude, but I'm not like super ginormous. And I feel like I can pretty easily conceal carry a Glock 17. And then now I have carried the P226 Zev build that I have. I'm sure y'all have seen that on the channel once or twice. And that thing is a bit of a monstrosity, but it's still like reasonable to carry. Yeah, I mean, all these tiny little guns are gonna be snappy as shit. And that's something that, you know, I'm not sure how many like fresh gun people we have here on the stream, but I don't know, like every time I'm talking to a girl, they're like, I want to get a gun. Like I want to get this little tiny baby gun. I'm like, bro, like you do not want that, because it's just going to be a super snappy, like miserable experience for you. And I feel like a lot of people don't really realize that. Like it's like, oh, small gun equals less bang. And it's like, that's not really the case. Fortunately, I live in New York, but I've secured the Beretta 1301 Mod 2. Dude, all right, so it's actually a great segue into the third gun I have on the table, which is actually a little Beretta. I don't have much experience with Beretta at all. I would like to buy the full size, what is it, like the MA1 or something like that. And I looked into it, and to be honest, I do love to dive super into the weeds of like some of these guns, especially for like a big purchase. Like I do a ton of research. I don't get anything for free. I don't get any discounts. So like I gotta look into what I'm buying. But anyways, I kind of started looking into the full size Berettas, and there's just so many models. Like there were so many different makes and models, and like optics or non-optics or threaded barrels, or this one has this and this one has this, and I kind of just got a little bit lost in the sauce. But so I do have one Beretta in the collection, and this is probably one of the oldest guns in the collection. So this is a small little 380 Beretta that was actually issued in the Italian army for World War II. I flipped it over just to check the date on this before I started filming, and the date on this one is going to be 1934. So pretty old handgun. When I first got this, I did completely rip it apart, take everything apart, and clean it to the best of my ability. It's not in bad shape. I mean, as you can see, there's like a little rust spot there on the trigger, and I think there's, yeah, dude, thanks, man. I love this one. I have not shot this gun, but we'll get into that. It is not double action. This one is single action only. But yeah, so I got this one, ripped it apart. I really did my best to get some of the like little rusties off of it. So if anyone has any like tips for getting some rust off of these guns, that would be like incredibly appreciated, because not that it bothers me, but like I would love to get these little rust spots off. But yeah, I mean, for a 1934 gun, I mean, it's in pretty darn good shape. The action works fine. Like I said, I haven't shot this one. This one does kind of have a little bit of like sentimental value to me, and I fully am confident that it would function absolutely fine. So I probably will take it to the range at some point just to say I shot it at least once. But I don't know. To me, it wasn't worth screwing up electro thingy. Yeah, I don't have any electro thingies though, unfortunately. I do, like the hypersonic cleaner or whatever. So you can do... So I've used the, God, what is it called? Supersonic cleaner or something. It looks like a little bathtub, and it like just kind of vibe like the ring cleaners and stuff. I used that once where they dip it in water and connect. Oh, it sounds like something I would do like drunk in the backyard with like an old car battery. Just, yeah, throw it in, we'll charge her up. I feel like that's, it might be worth looking into. I wonder how much they would charge for that, or where people would actually go to do that. But, yeah, I've used the supersonic, hypersonic little cleaning baths for suppressor baffles actually once. Yeah, like a jewel cleaner. Yeah, I've used that once, and like I wasn't really impressed with it. Excuse me. Maybe I just kind of had I like borrowed it from one of my friends who had she got a big fancy engagement ring and was cleaning it all the time. And I was like, hey, let me borrow that real quick. And I just returned it full of gun residue from like these suppressor baffles. But yeah, I don't think it really did much. I was kind of really expecting it to like really clean the baffles, and it didn't. I mean, it cleaned them a little bit, but I think I put like, because this is a Bushwhacker 46 suppressor. It has like titanium baffles, so you can actually just clean them with like Dawn soap and like hot water, it said. So I did that, and it didn't really get clean. So yeah, I would like to try and get these little rust pieces off, but I guess I really haven't even hit it that hard with like a wire brush. I'm just afraid I'm gonna like make it shittier. But yeah, this gun, it's cool. It's a cool piece. I don't have Berettas, or this is the only Beretta I have. Yeah, something to try. But yeah, it's the only Beretta I have in the collection. I would kind of like to get the full size. I'm sure I could pick one up like a police trade-in Beretta or something. Like I said, I kind of got a little bit lost in the sauce as far as like, which Beretta model do I want? And do I want to go old school, or do I want to go super high speed and tactical? And I just kind of gave up on the project after a while. And to be honest, I feel like I shouldn't be buying more guns at this point, but it's all good. Yeah. Every time I'm trying to fill out in here. Wait, so are you, I don't live in New York. Cause in New York, you have to do like you're allowed a gun or you're not, or is it not handguns? I don't know. Every time I'm watching like Law and Order SVU, they're like, oh, you got a handgun, straight to jail in New York. So I don't really know the rules on that one. But yeah, I mean, you can't have a gun, but you could just stab people on the subway, I guess is totally cool. Pickles, once again, what's up, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, dude, Florida. Well, all right. So I love Florida, great state. But fun fact is, you're not actually allowed to have any binary triggers in Florida, which I thought was kind of like weird. But whatever. Hey, Pickles, I think you missed the beginning of the stream, but do you want this gun as a giveaway? I mean, not you personally, but official ammo alchemist yet again. What's up, man? Yeah, all of your live streaming has inspired me to start the live stream. But yeah, I'm considering, if you're just hopping on the stream here, I'm considering giving this one away as a giveaway for the channel. It's the Springfield 911 chambered in 380 ACP. This one's got rubber grips, night sights, pretty cool little gun. Just don't really use it. But yeah, we were clowning a little bit about the Beretta. This one's actually, both these weapons are actually 380 ACP. Which is pretty cool. I think you can kind of appreciate a little bit of the size difference between the two. Obviously, the newer 380 by Springfield is going to be quite a bit smaller, but kind of funny enough, they actually do have the same capacity, which is interesting. They're both full metal guns. I have not shot that one. I have shot this one quite a bit, and it's not bad. It's okay. It's a little snappy, but it's fun. And then, we were kind of talking about the junior Colt here, chambered in 22 short. Just kind of going to be the smallest handgun I have in the collection. So these are the three guns we were kind of chatting a little bit about today. And of course, I didn't clean up from last night, so I still have the AKs all just kind of lurking around the corners. But I feel like I over talk about the AKs, so I was really trying to do something a little bit different today. My grandma had one of those. Which one? This AK? Yeah. But yeah, man. I'm trying to think of something. Oh, the Colt 22. Yeah, I like it. The cool thing about the Colt 22 is the barrel. Like, it comes apart super weird, and I always kind of appreciate when a gun has a little bit of a different takedown to it. So the barrel actually, you rotate it quarter turn, then you pull it out, then you rotate it the other way, and then the barrel just slides out, and the slide slides off of it as well. So it's super super interesting. I get kind of bored of how just every gun takes down like a Glock. So I kind of appreciate a little bit of a challenge when I'm going to go take some stuff down. But yeah, handgun. We were talking about three smallest handguns in the collection today. I don't want to give away the Colt 22, Pickles. It's like an inherited gun. Yeah, no, my kind of rule with the guns, right, is I have a ton that I inherited from the family members and stuff, and I don't think I'm ever going to sell those or give those away or do anything like that. Even if I don't shoot them, they kind of are just part of the bloodline, so you can't really get rid of them. But I actually, man, I wish I would have, because probably 6-7 months ago, I sold my PSA AKV, and that would have been a good giveaway gun. Ain't nothing was wrong with the gun. I just kind of was again, just not really using it for one reason or another, and just to have these pieces that I bought like an idiot at one point in time, just sitting around is kind of womp womp. But yeah, I don't mind giving this one away if anyone is interested in it, in a sense of a channel giveaway. I think I don't know how gimmicky is that to do a giveaway on the channel. Wait, why did they surrender them to the police? What is that? How does that even work? See, that's crazy to me. And there's so many stories like that too. Wait, why is everyone selling their guns? I feel like that's just to make the house safe. What are you talking about? That sucks, man. I feel like you just put them away. I don't know. Maybe train your kids a little bit better. I don't know. I don't have any kids, so I don't really have to worry too much about house safety in a sense. But yeah, dude, that's kind of poopy. Well, I think a lot of people, especially if they're not super gun oriented, I guess, they don't really realize the value of guns. I feel like there's two types of people when you're selling guns. I feel like there's people that have absolutely no clue about anything, and they give away these guns basically for free. Or there's the like dude at the gun show that's like, yeah, I got this fucking piece of shit AR that I've had for 800 years, and like I'm selling it for $2,000. It's like, dude, because I go to the gun shows fairly frequently, and every time I can pick up something cheap, I do. But like, I don't think I ever have, to be honest, because everyone there is just selling their rusty, shitty old guns for like. And I tell them, I get pissed. Like I walk up, it'd be like a like Glock 17 Gen 3 sitting there, and they're selling it for $600. And I'm like, dude, you know, I can just get this like brand new for like 500. And they're like, no. Like this one's like, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, like stupid. Still have plenty, but I needed the money. Life, dude, the economy. Yeah, well, hopefully there will be some pretty significant economic changes here coming in recent months is my hope. So King Rex is asking, how does the resale of a gun work? How much do they drop in price after use? The short answer is it kind of depends, right? It depends on if the gun has any like significant wear to it. And it just kind of also depends on like what someone's willing to pay, I guess. He carries P365 AXL Legion, same thing that I carry. $600. Yeah, people. But yeah, no, selling guns is always an interesting experience because I feel like you'd get, I don't know. I feel like people are idiots and they'll pay whatever you ask, or they like expect the gun to drop in value by half. But I don't think I would ever tell anybody to like financially invest in guns. Like I know like some of the dudes will talk and they'll be like, yeah, I have all these guns and like they're an investment. And it's like, well, like those are definitely going to depreciate over time. But I don't know, man, because like if you think about it, right? Like, so something like the RPK here. So this one was off a Romanian's parts kit. I'm sure y'all have seen this before. And there's just not many Romanian parts kits like left, right? So in my opinion, for something like this, if I wanted to, I don't know, maybe in 30 years, 40 years or something, like I could probably sell this for quite a little bit of money if there was like a super AK purist nerd that really wanted Romanian's parts kits RPK, right? But, who knows? Scored a Glock 17 Gen 5 NO mat. Oh, for $400, dude. That's a pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty good snag there. Yeah, I don't know. I personally have not had the most luck buying used guns at the gun show. I've actually had some pretty good luck. Like I've flipped a couple guns. Like one of my buddies or a friend of a friend was selling them. I pick them up, take them to the gun show, sell them, make a little bit of money. I've done that before, but it's always kind of questionable to me. Again, not to dive too far into like gun laws and stuff. Actually, you know what? We're going to talk about that. So, all right. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning on today. Unfortunately, this was a lunchtime live, so I got to get back to the working here pretty soon. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed chatting a little bit about these. Hope you guys enjoyed chatting a little bit about these three guns. We had the Junior Colt in 22 short. We had the Springfield 911 chambered in that 380 ACP. And then we had this old school 1934 Beretta that was also chambered in 380 ACP. So these were kind of the guns on the table. And of course, we have our AKs still laying around. But we're kind of focusing on these three little small guys today. Like I said, if you guys are interested in the channel doing this Springfield 911 as a giveaway, drop a comment, let me know. Sold it though, nickel plated. I'll have to look that up. What is this one? Just like nitride or whatever? Yeah, Pickles, appreciate you tuning in. Can I have the Springfield? Well, I mean, like it would kind of be, I think if I do the giveaway for it, like I would do, I don't know. I'd make you jump blued. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do a giveaway or not. Like, I feel like it's a little gimmicky, right? That I don't mind giving away the gun, but like, I feel like I'd be like, oh, like, you got to be subscribed to the channel and like, tag 2 friends or something down below in the comments and like try and at least get like some subscribers from it, because as a small little YouTube turd, I have nothing. I make no money. I get nothing for free. So, But yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone's support tuning on to these lives. It's kind of fun. It's always a good time to see what you jokesters are saying down in the comments and chit chat a little bit about guns. And it always makes me feel really good when I do this stuff during the day as well. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. It was a thought, man. It was a thought. I still might consider doing it. Like I said, I'd probably just like, it would make me happier selling it or just giving it away to one of y'all than like selling it for like $200 at the gun show, if I'm being incredibly honest. So still might do that moving forward, but nice. Yeah, that's not a bad one. I mean, I do have the body for it, so you might as well show it off. I could sell it on the channel then too. It'd be a good way to make some money. I'm trying to think of like all the different. All right, I gotta get back to work. I appreciate you guys time thefting from your boss with me. Appreciate you tuning into the live streams. I'm probably gonna do these. I don't know, maybe a little bit more frequently. I've kind of been having fun with them. But Pickles, good to see you as always. Everybody else, appreciate y'all tuning in. Get back to work, you clowns.